Hi, my name is Janime and welcome to my video. The topics covered in the 4 modules were in Module 1, Structure and Industry Practices, Module 2, Manufacturing Operations, Module 3, Good Manufacturing, Distribution or Laboratory Practices in the Industry, Module 4, Related Practice Areas. The challenges I met along this course were I struggle in understanding some unfamiliar abbreviations. Also, I sometimes misunderstand words or cannot grasp the idea immediately if there is no diagram or a video. Now, these are my top 3 learnings in each module. Module 1. I learned that pharmaceutical industry helps to develop, discover, manufacture, and market medicines. Also, it is based mainly on scientific research and development of drugs that prevent or may treat diseases and disorders. And I learned that pharmaceutical manufacturing is the process of industrial scale synthesis of pharmaceutical drugs as part of the pharmaceutical industry. In Module 2, I learned about the step-by-step procedure in application of LTO and CPR. They are both important for a manufacturing firm to work because without these, the products to be produced or the finished goods are considered counterfeit if not registered to the legal authorities. I learned that the functions of the regulatory affairs in the industry pharmacy practice is important. I learned that pharmaceutical industry is an essential component of healthcare system throughout the world. In Module 3, I learned about the importance of good manufacturing practices, including manufacturing, storing of pharmaceuticals, distribution of pharmaceuticals, and conducting pharmaceuticals. I learned also that each step of the manufacturing processes should be monitored and documented for future use. And I learned that supply chain management is important because it is the flow of goods and services, including all the processes that transforms raw material into final products. In Module 4, I learned that it is important to know the possible medication safety issues in a clinical research and its possible impact to the consumer or the patient's safety. I learned that before clinical process happens, it is necessary to plan ahead to view the possible risks so that solutions are prepared to minimize error and to act immediately. I learned also that essential documents should be placed in the ISF for monitoring, sponsor audits, and regulatory inspections. The topics that excite me is when we talk about the risk management control in the production, because I feel that it is the part where it is most challenging because it deals with the risk that a production may encounter. Planning and implementing the rules may not be easy, but I think it's important because it is where you learn from mistakes. Topic that does not excite me is none. So the learnings I get from this practice were, first is the importance of complying to the requirements must be done to avoid unnecessary damage to the manufacturing process and avoid errors to the health of patients. Second is risk management must also be prioritized when dealing with all the processes involved in a manufacturing pharmaceutical drug or devices, because by determining the level of risk and identifying the issues, it is easier to formulate solutions that will help the next batch production avoid the first error. Third, manufacturing a pharmaceutical product is not an easy process. It involves your knowledge, time, effort, and money. It also needs more qualified personnel to work because without these investments, there is not finished goods to sell or make money from or help those who are in need of good quality pharmaceutical drug products. Studying pharmacy was not easy for me, but it helped me to identify my strength and weakness and improve myself. Now I would rather see myself working in the community field. But if given the chance in the future, I would grab the opportunity to develop and hone my skills of what this course has taught me so well. Considering the fact that I tend to learn more from the experiences rather than just simply knowledge or understanding from a book or lecture or video. Also, it would be challenging for me since industrial pharmacy deals with a massive production of pharmaceutical products. So it deals with quality and safety of the patient, and it is the number one priority in this field. So in handling each step of a production, it is crucial from identifying a lead compound to final packaging of the product. Each processes should be systemized and must comply with the approved current good manufacturing practices, good laboratory practices, distribution practices, and so on. And the products must meet specifications for each raw materials, equipments, devices, as well as planning, processing, methods to be used, and the control group of risk management for evaluating the level of risk and what actions should be taken to minimize or prevent damages from errors that may arise. My recommendations or suggestions on how the course is being taught. I would suggest that students must be challenged more in enhancing their critical thinking or analysis by conducting oral recitation live during the meeting. For instance, students are given the chance to participate in an oral case analysis. Brainstorming. Brainstorming may stimulate the ability in teamwork, sharing ideas so that they learn from each other. So this may help us in preparing ourselves how to react when we face such situations in the real work of art in any field of the pharmacy. Through this, students can evaluate their strengths and weaknesses and may learn how to manage fear or pressure and may even overcome some issues in themselves that may affect their work output. So my comments or messages or advice to myself or to my group mates, classmates, the only advice I can tell myself is that slow progress is still progress. Never compare yourself to others because what may work for them may not work for me. So trust God and trust yourself that God is able to make you who you are meant to be. To my classmates, thank you for all the memories we shared from day 1 and until we graduate. We may have different story to tell, but we all share a common goal. Laban lang. Bisan asa ta dalon sa journey sa atong life, magpabiling jud ta nga buutan kung unsa ang mga values nga natudlo sa ato ang ikip kay puhon kung mga registered pharmacist na ta, kita na pod makatabang sa atong mga manghod. Nga makabuot ilang mga pangandoy ug makatabang sa atong pamilya ug labi na sa mga nanginahanglan nato sa komunidad. To my barkadas, thank you sa tanan. Through good times and bad times, basta magtapok ta, jud mawala ang kaon ug ang mga katawa nga saba kaayo. Wala ko mag-expect na maka-friend kog susama ninyo nga mga enjoy kauban. Kalimot ko sahay sa kong mga problema kung makabanding ta. Also, thank you for helping me, like motivating me, nga magpadayon when I felt like giving up. To my professor, thank you for all the knowledge, support, and motivation that you've given. That would be all. Thank you for listening. Bye!